Vitamin D isn't just a vitamin, it's a hormone. It's one that controls your energy, your mood, your immune function, and even muscle strength. It controls your mood, baseline energy, and it feels if you're motivated or not throughout the day. Now, here's why it's such a problem in the winter. It's because in the winter, especially in places like New York, or places that are generally very cloudy or have little sunlight in the winter, the sun is lower in the sky, and if it's bright outside, your skin literally cannot produce enough vitamin D. You just can't. And cold weather is not the issue, it's literally the sun angle. And especially where there's like more clothing on people, like for example like a sweater, a jacket, or a hat, you have less skin exposure to the sun. People are staying indoors much more often because barely anyone's going outside in the winter. And even if you do go outside, you have clothes that are covering it. And vitamin D deficiency isn't always dramatic as portrayed, but it absolutely should be. It's because it literally makes you have much lesser energy, way worse mood, harder workouts, getting sick way more often, which I've seen plenty of people who get way more sick in the winter. There's a strong correlation. There's many factors, of course, but vitamin D is one of them. And it's feeling unmotivated without knowing why. And people don't realize this enough. And they assume that you can fix this with food, but you just cannot. You can't fix vitamin D with food. It's very hard to get from your diet alone, but you should. If you want to fix your vitamin D levels, you absolutely should get it from fatty fish, eggs, but that's not enough. Winter, sun, and food, it usually falls completely short. But what actually helps is that the most realistic option for most average people today is that you should get as much sunlight as possible. And people, especially during like supplementation, you should supplement with vitamin D during winter months. And consistency matters a lot more than higher doses. But here's the problem though. People only need it during the winter. It's not actually a problem, it's something that you need to do. It's something you need to get in the winter. Absolutely critical. If you're a guy, your testosterone decreases. If you're just a human in general, all your hormones decrease. Everything decreases. Mood, hormones, it's just on a whole new level. And you should always check in with a doctor on this stuff, but generally speaking, most people are vitamin D deficient. And I can speak from experience because a member of my family had syphilis because he did not get enough vitamin D. This was because of extreme low access to sunlight and always going out when always he needs to. Vitamin D isn't just about optimization, it's about running not at a deficit for months straight. And this is why winter depression usually kicks in. Seasonal energy crashes usually sink in. This is why the spring feels suddenly way better for no obvious reason other than the temperature getting warmer, which doesn't really make sense in the first place. And if the winter feels heavier on you, this might be one of the quiet, subtle reasons why. And sometimes it's more biological than just your feeling. Now, connecting to my family member's story of getting syphilis, he had to go to the doctor and get supplemented with vitamin D to treat syphilis. That's how critical vitamin D is for your hormones, your energy, your mood, your health, everything. And if you don't, you get these small diseases that usually only happen to old people. Think about it for a second. Only old people. And this is happening to a family member that is age 20 to 30. That is not healthy by any means. And especially with the modern lifestyle, I don't have a phone on going on your phone, staying in the screens all day, that will contribute directly to your health, your mood, your hormones, everything. All the actions that you take, all the bad actions you take, all the good actions you take. Especially in the winter, where things like sunlight, outdoor activities are extremely scarce. And outdoor things to do. Because no one wants to do it in the cold. Especially when indoor activities are much more favorable. And even with food, it's extremely difficult to obtain vitamin D. And overall, you should worry about your vitamin D levels and ensure it's up to point, or else these symptoms will eventually catch up with you, and it's a possible reason why you have a slight dip in energy compared to the rest of your seasons, and why you need to stay on track with your hormones, your energy, and your health, as health is the number one thing that drives your life. Number one. It's always health. And if you don't have health, you don't have anything. I hope you guys learned something exceptional from this video, and you learn to regulate your vitamin D levels once you get on the